Oh boy, we got a storm coming. What's up guys, my name is Phil. Welcome back to Miranda Detailing. In today's video, we're going to be working on this beautiful brand new Chevy Camaro SS. Now the Camaro is in for a new car prep and ceramic coating. So we're going to wash it, decon it, give it a light prep polish, paint enhancement, make sure that the paint is looking perfect, or as perfect as it can be. We're not doing any type of paint correction here, so if there are any minor defects, light swirls or scratches, we're going to take care of those, but it's not going to be all over the paint, just in isolated areas, and then polish the entire thing. But let's take a look at the Camaro. It's not completely filthy, but we're going to wash and decon it right now. We have a storm coming this weekend, and actually today is Saturday afternoon. We usually don't work on the weekends like this, but the owner brought it in early because tomorrow and Monday and into Tuesday, it's going to snow, possibly up to 4 inches or so. And at least this will be tucked away inside the garage, nice and warm, and we'll be able to work on it. So here's the Camaro, and it is beautiful. I believe it's a new color for this year-end model. I believe they call it Wild Cherry. It's a beautiful red metallic color. Wish I had a little bit more sun here for it to really show the beautiful metallic and pearl in the paint. But you'll notice that the hood is wrapped. That is from factory. So it has this vinyl or whatever the matte finish is on it, and then the vinyl here. And really nice wheels on it as well. It does have the track package. So this thing is beefy. Look at these tires back here. They're huge. So with a vehicle like this, you know, it's a beautiful vehicle. You definitely want to drive it. But as you notice, when you see the wheels here, these areas here are going to be high impact for road rash. Same with there. So over time, those areas are going to get road rash. The only way to really truly protect it is to put vinyl on it. Now it comes with the factory vinyl here, and that's good, but really it needs much more around those wheel wells and front and rear areas, because they will get chewed up over time. So the wheels are beautiful, this nice kind of satin metallic finish, and it does have, since it does have the track package, it's slightly lower. It's got the nice front spoiler. So this thing is beautiful. Truly not completely trashed or dirty or anything like that, just a little bit of grime. So we're going to wash it and decon it, prep it, and pull it in to the garage so it'll be nice and warm, and we'll just kind of work on it slowly, take our time in the next 2 days, and get this thing looking beautiful and protected. I really like the new style lights in the back here. They look really, really cool. So let's get started. Our usual pre-rinsing, APC rinse. Get all that grit on the bottom portions off the paint. Now we're gonna wash it. We're not gonna use the clay mitt. We're just gonna wash it, decon it, prep it out here, and then pull it in and warm things up in here. And then we'll clay bar as needed. So let's get started on this beast. Now, before we go any further with the foaming and contact wash, we just decided to use an iron removal product. So this is actually a cheap one from Eagle One, and this product is actually well known across the detailing community as being a very economical, iron remover and a good tire cleaner as well, or wheel cleaner I should say. And the old packaging that we have of this, they've actually repackaged it and it looks different from this. I just found this locally and it cost $2.50 from a local Ross, which is like a TJ Maxx or Marshall's. So I just picked up a ton of bottles, so I have a bunch of those old bottles, but it works really well for iron deconning. So you can use it on wheels, on the paint, you can use it on anything. It's safe. And I'm doing this before we go any further. We already rinsed it well. We did the APC rinse or my pre-wash. So we used Extra Tough diluted 4:1 and we sprayed that on all the lower panels, tires, wheels, all the grungy areas with heavy buildup. And let it dwell for like 30 to 60 seconds. It's enough for it to soften all that road grime and traffic film, and then you just rinse it off. That is going to get the majority of the grit off the paint. That way when we do get to contact washing, there's just a little thin film of grime on the paint, and that's easily washed away, lifted safely from the paint with that really nice foam. And we're using CarPro Reset for the shampoo, so when you see us foam it up, that's what we're using. So let's see if it's even dissolving any iron particles on the paint. It's brand new. Sometimes there may be from transport. Let's check it out. Do you see any?
I don't think so.
No.
Does it feel a little grit? But
yeah, you feel grit?
A little bit.
Oh yeah.
Not much.
Yep, true. So we can let that dwell for, I don't know, up to a minute, maybe 5 minutes. We're in the shade here, so we don't have to worry about it. But if it's not dissolving anything within a minute, then there's probably nothing on here, which is a good thing. What about the wheels? I see very little bit in the wheels. Barely a little bit down there. It's hard to tell because it's dark. Let's go to that first wheel. Oh yeah, I see. A little bit there. So it is dissolving. Yep. So you can let this dwell for as long as you need if you are in shade and cooler weather. But I think it's done its job. Let's go ahead and rinse it off. Now you have a couple of different options when you're deconning paint like this chemically. You can take a nice soft microfiber towel, spray a little bit of that cleaner, the iron remover, on your towel also, and agitate the paint. You can do that. Not always necessary. If you see it dissolving, it's really turning purple, getting that nice reaction and dissolving the iron particles, let it dwell there until it kind of starts to turn blackish, because then it's at the end of its, cycle, basically, dissolving those particles, and then you just rinse them clean away, and you should be good. You don't always need to do this. I just chose to do it to show you guys, but for a brand new vehicle, sometimes it can be kind of a waste of time and chemical, at least on the wheels. It's good to do it on the wheels because that's where you're going to have the heaviest buildup of iron particles. But do a couple of small test areas, especially the back first, see if anything reacts. And if you don't get any reaction from the iron particles dissolving, then don't go any further. Go on to the next, washing and clay barring phases. Now at this point, you can just let it dwell and then rinse it off and do all of that. But again, you choose what you want to do. You don't always need to do that. Is it going to pull off any more dirt than we already did with the pre-wash? Not from our experience. So don't waste water and chemical if you don't need to. If you just like to enjoy it and you're enjoying the whole experience and you want to do that, go right ahead. We're going to get straight to contact washing and get everything nice and clean, and then we'll pull it in. So remember, you don't need to rinse that off. Don't just follow what you see other detailers doing, because it's not always needed. Sometimes it's just for show, or it's just the enjoyment of it. We also have nice warm water here, because if you haven't noticed already, it's cold out. Camaro is clean. So it's all deconned, looking beautiful. You gonna pull it in? Uh-oh. So everything is nice and clean. Whoa. Wheels look great. All right, Letty. Can you ride? Alexa, close the garage door. She's pulled in now. We're gonna crank our heat, and we are gonna clay bar a few little sections here that we notice. Interesting, the lower portions aren't bad. Ooh. But what's going on here? Huh. That's kind of weird. We don't know what that is. That almost looks like overspray. Ooh, what is that? Okay. Yeah, not sure what's going on there. All right, let's do a little bit of clay barring, dry it, and we'll inspect the paint. Is it picking up anything?
No, but it feels smooth.
Okay, that's good. Yeah, it's picking up a little bit of junk. We're using AM clay. We put it in hot water, as hot as we can bear, getting our hands into, and that really softens up the clay really well.
Oh yeah, look, it's like black. This paint looks weird though.
Yep,
it looks
something's a little weird with it.
See, it almost looks pockmarked
Yeah.
already. Super weird.
Yep, very weird. Not sure why. Now with AM clay, you don't have to use a clay lube. I am just because I have it here, but you get it really nice and hot and just use regular water. Now that the Camaro is dried, we clay barred, well, pretty much all of it, and there's something weird going on with the paint. So as you can see here, I don't know what that is. It's smooth, but it almost feels, no, it doesn't feel like anything. It almost looks like a light overspray, and it's kind of hazy. So that's not good. Hopefully that will come out when we polish it. It should. I've dealt with that before, but you can see those little specks in the paint. That's a little weird. So we'll definitely let the owner know about that. That's just from me touching it like this and just smudging the water on it, so it's not a big deal. But let's just do a quick little wipe down with a panel prep, just to see if it, it'll clear up any of the smudging here for one. And the paint is cold, and we just pulled it into the warm garage, so it's going to be a little weird at first. But let's wipe it down. Let's see what happens. So I just wiped it down. This is weird. It's on the glass too. However, when I just rub with my finger and put some friction on the glass, it comes right off. I think it might be some sort of a spray that was sprayed at the dealership. In the bay, wherever it was, some sort of overspray got onto it, but I think it's a chemical, like, I don't know, a solvent of some sort, a tire shine or something that misted onto here and just kind of bonded to the paint. But I think it's gonna come right off. So that's a good thing. It looks bad, but I think it'll come right off especially when we start polishing it. It was kind of grabby with the clay bar also. All the other surfaces were fine. These surfaces here where the overspray was, it's mostly just on all of the top surfaces. The clay bar was picking up some grit, and just reacting kind of weird, kind of grabby and sticking onto the paint a little bit. The paint felt sticky. I think that's what it is. So we'll delve into that when we get into polishing and solve that problem, and hopefully that should be a quick, easy fix with just the polishing, and that's it. But let's take a look around the rest of the vehicle. Oh, hey, what are you doing? Coming to inspect? What are you doing? Why is that of interest to you? Your mouth is open. All right. So tires and wheels are looking really, really nice. These are awesome too. Nice satin finish. You saw that nice soft mitt. We were able to get in there and even behind this because there's like a lip behind the spoke here. Yeah, that's right. You could just use a nice tail like this. Hey, get over here. Get over here. I'm not done. Okay, rude. Yeah, so with a nice mitt like that, you can get into these areas and into these areas really nice and easily. So the paint is at least clean now. Yeah, and as we look at it, it definitely has some marring and some light swirls going on. Just straight line scratches. So who knows how it was washed at the dealer. Yep. So that should be easily removed, and at least the good thing is we don't have to touch this at all. No polishing at all. Just prep it and coat right over it. It is Monday. The car sat over, well, one day. We started this on Saturday because we had a snowstorm. It sat all Sunday. It should be nice and dry, ready for polishing. So we're going to start now on the fender here, work our way around. I popped the hood because it's a satin finish from factory. So some sort, I don't know if it's a wrap or if it's sprayed. I think it might be a wrap. I think I feel it wrapped around the edges here, but that's from factory. So we're not going to touch that as far as polishing. So I lifted the hood, that way we don't need a tape. I don't want to tape on the edge here anyway, so we lift it and gives us full access to all the edge here without any risk. Now, if there is any light dust in here, not a problem. Blow it out with the air compressor, but we won't have to worry about damaging anything here on the hood at all. Now let's take a look at the paint. Up here, okay, not so bad. You can see very, very minor swirls. There's more down here. Yeah, see those straight lines, swirls? And then up here, a few little defects. Yep, you can definitely see some. That's very minor. That should come out pretty easily. Back here, a lot more. And as we go on to the trunk lid, you see those little spots. Those really should come out pretty easily. They're on the glass too. But I think it's just a little bit of overspray from some sort of a solvent chemical or something that went onto it, but it should come out. So we'll show you how that comes out. Yep, some more swirls and defects here. So very minor. That should come out with our paint prep or our paint enhancement for this vehicle. Yep, more on this side. This seems to be the worst side. Okay, good. Well, it's not too bad. So we're gonna work with a couple of different products today. We're gonna use the Chubby F601. This is their fine cut, and I'm going to use their dedicated pad for that as well. And for the 3-inch polisher, if I need to pull that out, I don't have any 3-inch of the other colors, only the purple one. I don't know why they only sent me this. Chubby actually sent me these polishes and everything and the pads, but they only sent this for the micro cut. So not sure why. It would have been nice to have a 3-inch for here too, but if you want to pick up the Chubby line of products, I'll have the links down below. Car Supplies Warehouse is starting to carry Chubby as well as their other chemicals as well. So if you want to get your hands on where to go. Here we go. This, the SO02. This is their spray sealant. We use this on a job. I have a video on that if it's not already out. I'll link it in the card there if it is. But this stuff is really, really nice. And we used it in conjunction with this. This is their one cut and finish. So it's an all-in-one polish with a sealant, and then we topped it with that spray sealant. Really, really nice stuff. So let's get to polishing. And we're also going to use some of the one and done compound from Hybrid Solutions Pro. So let's get started. That produces a great finish. Now you might see little tiny minor little fine swirls or scratches, little tiny pieces, little tiny things, but nothing major. Wow, that looks great. Okay, excellent. And this is what it looked like before.
I think you're right.
What?
I think this is solvent.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. It rubs right off, right?
It's rubbing off the glass.
Yeah, it is. So I'm not too worried about that. It looked like really bad overspray, but I don't think it is. So, yep. So from before, after. Nice. Now, an interesting thing to note about this polish, well, especially the pad. The polish is very easy to work with, wipes off easily. The pad is definitely more stiff. So it's a little bit more firm than the Orange Lake Country that I'm used to. So it does cause a little bit more stalling on your machines, especially around some of these curved edges. But again, finesse the polisher so that it continues to oscillate and spin, and the results are great. It looks beautiful. So nice close up here, you can see those fine swirls, and now it's all clear. So perfect. So we'll work with that combo. Actually, Jess is going to work down this side, and if you want to work with that combo, you can, if you like it, hun. If not, you can switch over to the orange pad and the Hybrid Solutions Pro one and done compound, which we're going to play with also on this vehicle. So, and I'm just doing that just to play around with the products. You don't have to. You can stick with one product, one pad, and be completely fine. So I'm just doing it because I like to play around with products to see what they are capable of. Oh wow, yeah, there's some deeper fine lines right there. It's kind of hard to, oh yeah, right there, you can see it. Yep, we might attack that a little bit more. But so far, the fine cut polish from Kosh Chemie is nice. See the improvement from here to here. It's removing the little overspray marks and leaving a really beautiful finish. The color looks richer. Now, there is one thing to note with this. It's a tad bit greasy. It's not a horrible wipe off, but you do need multiple towels to wipe it off. The first wipe, you're going to notice it's oily, kind of like 3D1. But second wipe with the second towel, wipes right off, nice and clean, and it looks good. Now, this does not contain any fillers or anything like that. Even though it has some oils, it doesn't necessarily mean it has fillers. The oils are there to aid with the polishing abrasives and long working time, which this does have. It doesn't really dust and it doesn't dry out. It's really nice. So you're going to notice as we tackle this what the finish will look like. But for now, here are some more matte finishes. We can lift the trunk, but we still have this. This is attached, this is attached. So I'm going to tape it off. Or we're going to use, oh wait, no, actually that has protection in it. So we don't want to use that. But we can use the heavy cut. Actually, we can use that with the heavy cut pad right here. So let's pull out the heavy cut pad, switch pads, that way we don't cross-contaminate with that pad. She's using the orange pad. She switched out because she doesn't like the Kosh Chemi one. It is a little difficult to work with. There you go, just stick that right on, like this. There you go. All right, now, polish with that. Now this pad is really coarse. It's really heavy, really coarse, yeah. Very like large open cell coarse foam. So that may leave some micro marring behind, and then we'll use the orange pad and the fine cut. She's actually liking the combo with the orange Lake Country pad and the fine cut. And let's see how that turns out. You don't want to do it?
Do it.
That.
That's what I said. It's scaring me. It feels like I'm using a, what do you call those things? Scrubby pad. Came out?
Yeah. So with just a little bit slower arm movement, it will remove, yeah, I'm gonna remove that defect. I think it does leave a little, yeah, you can see a little bit of micro marring, but really fine, really not that bad at all, actually. It's really hard to pick up with your eye. The camera brings it out more, but you can't see it with your eye. So that's impressive. So yeah, I took that right out. So just concentrated on this area, kind of a focus pass, a slow focus pass, nice and slow with no pressure. I put a little bit of pressure and then I relieved it, and the pad spins better because it's a stiff, coarse pad. It's a little scary at first to use. Yeah, but look at that, all gone, beautiful. All right, now just finish it off with the fine cut and good to go. So both the heavy cut with the pad really works well. Really impressed with it. I could have pulled out the microfiber, but you know, try it with foam first, least aggressive first. Some may argue that the foam, coarse foam like that, is more aggressive than microfiber. Not necessarily. This can generate more heat than microfiber or wool pads. You know, balance it all out. Is it warm? Well, it's not now, and I don't really think it was, because I would have still felt that it feels pretty cool. So yeah, not bad at all.
Now it looks corrected. Almost.
Oh yeah. Oh, super nice finish. Beautiful, crisp. Yep, all the way in the curve there. That looks really nice. All right, excellent. So we're working on the trunk lid, and like I had showed you before, it's pretty messed up. It's pretty swirly. Here we go. And it has those little overspray marks on it. However, we're going a little bit further on here because it's actually the worst section. So we're using the heavy cut and the heavy cut pad. So she just did a couple of passes. Let me just show you before she goes on to refining it. And already it looks, wow, it looks really good. Yeah, it's really nice. Not bad at all. But there's a few little hairline things still there. We're not going to worry too much about little tiny things. Oh yeah, there's a little bit of micromarring there. But this is what it used to be. And now, oh man, so much better. So now she's going to go into refining and hopefully make it look better. So again, here's what it used to look like. And whoa! Wow! Look at how rich the color is. Like here it looks kind of grayed out, faded out, and now, wow. That's impressive. Oh, that looks so good. Yep, so all the little spots went away. And now it's just nice and deep and glossy. That's beautiful. All right, excellent job. So it's on the glass too, so we're going to polish the glass a little bit. Probably just hand polish it. Man, oh, that looks so good. Oh, I love that. All right, so you notice we taped around here because we had to. There's no way to avoid it. You can open up the trunk here, but this is attached, this is attached. That does no good, so tape it off. So what I like to do is cut just a little 2-inch square from a yellow microfiber and make sure to clean the cap here. So we just apply some right onto the towel and go right to coating on the trim. I'm going to gently do a panel wipe, very, very gently, and just use a nice fluffy towel. I'm going to apply onto the towel just a few mists and go over the paint really gently. All right, so just open this bottle. It doesn't have your usual cap. You have to unscrew it, take off the little safety cap, and then it has this. So, you know, not like your usual coating. Let's see how it comes out. So I got a brand new applicator, brand new removal towels. Let's see how this stuff performs. Yeah, it actually comes out of here really easily. Nice. That's very, very smooth. So I'm going to do half of the bumper, the front bumper. Give it some time to start to flash away. This is more what I'm used to. I can see it go on very smooth, and then it'll start to separate a little bit and pull apart. Whoa, that's slick and smooth, like no effort whatsoever. That made a difference. That is awesome. It removes with no residue. I mean, the first towel pretty much got everything. That looks perfect. That coating is extremely slick, easy on, easy off. Yeah. So we're winding down here towards the end. I just did this half of the roof. Now, you'll notice that I just did the entire half of the hood. I didn't even chop it in a quarter. I did the whole thing. I feel very comfortable with coatings to do that. Not just with this one, but with most coatings, I can do that. I can go over the entire panel and let it sit, let it start to flash away. It's fine to do that. But once you start feeling more comfortable with coatings, you can go in a larger area. Now, I've been getting a lot of questions about using this applicator and not the coating savers, not the micro suedes, and a lot of people say that this soaks in too much of the coating and wastes it, or you end up using too much. Look, this is how much we've used. By the time we're done with that door and that fender, it will be probably about 15 mils, maybe even less. That's about 30. So yeah, about 15 mils. I can probably get about 4 vehicles out of this. So no, it's not wasting coating. I don't know, maybe it's my application. I can go a lot further with this applicator. It's a smoother application and I don't have any issues. So weird. I don't know why some do. Some will use up a 50 mil bottle or even a 30 mil bottle on an entire vehicle and not have enough. I don't understand how that's possible. I think it's just being over applied. That's what I think. You don't need to use that much. You don't need to douse the applicator like some people see on YouTube or social media. There's just no reason to over apply a coating like that. You're still going to be left with the same amount of particles on the paint. It's just like wax. Think, don't over apply wax, right? You don't want a thick layer because you're still going to end up with whatever is attached to the paint. Same with coatings. Go over it, and if you see that the applicator is still wet, I'm going to extend it. That's why I did this. I was doing a quarter and I'm like, well, it's still really wet, so I went on to do the rest. I had plenty to do this, and this was maybe about 10 to maybe 15 drops from the coating, from the bottle, and it did half of this. So chop up the vehicle, in that way, and you'll see you shouldn't be using 30 mils on a vehicle. That's just way too much. So, and that's wasting product as well. You can get way more for your money that way. I always have coating left over when I use a 30 ml bottle. Always. Again, maybe it's just me. Maybe it's just my application. I just found a way to be very, very, very efficient because that's just what I do. So now the door and that fender, and my wife already did all of the wheels and the tires. They're all done. They were coated in CarPro Deluxe. All of the plastic is done, and also windshield is done. The rest of the glass was coated with a ceramic spray sealant, and then we used the Dr. Beasley's glass serum on the glass. So this thing is going to be super hydrophobic and protected. There is one thing I forgot. I'm going to use metal coat for the exhaust pipes. They don't really need any type of polishing because they're brand new. So we'll wipe them down and then use metal coat. Much better. The Camaro is done. It is looking beautiful. I actually do like the hood like this. It just gives it a nice beefy look. Awesome. What do you think? Huh? Not impressed? Don't care. Hey, get this off. All of the nice satin pieces here are nice and rich. They're protected. The paint is looking so glossy. Whoa, it looks awesome. Wheels also look amazing. We use 303 tire balm and protectant on the tires. Oh, hi. So here's what we used today. Fine cut from Kosh Chemie. A little bit of the heavy cut for some of the deeper defects that were needed. We used the Technician's Choice coating. Look how much we used. Probably about 15 mils. Not bad at all. And that's just with our usual applicator, the blue microfiber applicators. That's it. We can coat an entire car. So yeah, don't worry about using those blue applicators. They work great. Practice with them. Don't overuse the product. Use only what you need. Don't over apply, and you save on your product. So yeah, just keep that in mind, because I've never had a problem. I still have bottles here, 30 ml bottles, where we coated large vehicles, and we still have maybe about 10 mils left in there. So yeah. We also used Dr. Beasley's glass serum on the windshield. So this thing is done. Well, that's it, guys. Today's detail is done. Hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe and click that bell so you don't miss stuff. And if you're interested in any of the products that we used today on this new car prep service and ceramic coating, check out the links down below. They'll go to either Amazon or Car Supplies Warehouse. And if you're wondering about the panel wipe that we used, we did have to use a panel wipe on this. The Kosh Chemie polish is a little oily, so I do want to make sure that any of those residual oils are removed. So it's not the type of polish that cures or anything like that. It's not a primer polish. So in that case, I would need to use some type of a panel wipe. I just feel more comfortable doing that. So we used the Meguiar's Surface Prep. This stuff works very well. It doesn't seem to be excessively strong. Easy to apply. I just mist it onto the towel, gently wipe it on the paint, flip the towel, buff it off, and it feels very smooth. It feels like it does clean the paint, but it doesn't leave anything tacky, and I didn't see any marring on the paint. It was great. It responded really, really well to it. So I'm confident that this stuff does work really well, and I didn't use any primer polishes or anything like that today because I was playing with the Kosh Chemie fine cut and the heavy cut primarily. And I know I was going to use the hybrid one and done, Hybrid Solutions one and done, but I didn't need to for this job. I just kind of continued on because this combo was working really, really well. So I figured just stick with it, get the job done, and it worked really well. So very happy with the Kosh Chemie fine cut and heavy cut, and using their appropriate pads also works very, very well. So really happy with that. I could have chosen to use a primer polish, and I had plenty of time even to let it cure overnight and then go right over it with a coating without an IPA or panel wipe. But, you know, that all depends. So I want to get the job done, and it'll sit here for the next 2 days. And then the owner will come and pick it up. So it'll have plenty of time to cure, and we won't run into any problems or anything like that. Again, thank you guys for watching. We'll see you in the next one. Have a great week. Take care.